to have Mark come back as Luke Skywalker was something that the three of us could not, in our wildest fantasies, have imagined growing up. To actually get to write for Mark as Luke, to get to perform.
It's so cool.
We are at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. I feel like I scared you with that.
I was a little. It was a little. I am also an actor.
We're just excited to be here.
Actors are very skittish. You have to be very.
What?
It's okay, bye.
It's okay. Sorry.
We're about to talk about Lego Star Wars Rebuilding the Galaxy, and I can't wait for this because it looks hilarious. But before we do that, I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves to our Screen Rant audience.
I'm Benji Samit, writer, co-showrunner of Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy.
I'm Bobby Moynihan, and I am Jedi Bob.
He is. I am Dan Hernandez, and I am the what am I? The showrunner. I'm the showrunner, co-creator of Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy.
Just General Cutie as well.
Cutie. Look, cutie.
Well, first question I have for you is, how does it feel to alter everything fans know and love about the Star Wars universe with Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy?
It feels great. No, I mean, it's just super fun. Like, it's a dream come true. Like, it is, you know, we're playing with Star Wars Lego for our job. Like, it's like my childhood, but now I do it as my job. Like, it's crazy. Like, it still doesn't feel real. But no, I mean, essentially, we wanted to recreate the way everyone plays with their Lego, which is just dumping it all out and mashing it up however you see fit.
Yeah, me and my little girl know all about it. Believe me, I buy Lego sets, and now I get a mismatch. When I want these perfect, like, Lego little towns and cities, that's not what happens. That's not at all what happens. So I completely get it. Benji, we finally get a Darth Jar Jar, which has been hilarious and a fan theory for years. What did you look at for inspiration for these new versions of classic characters in Star Wars?
So, I mean, a lot of it was, you know, just fan theories or ideas or alternate paths that you always sort of dream of, or, you know, when you were just hanging out as nerds, just the stuff you talk about. So it's like, right when we first were coming up with ideas for this, we knew right away, like, well, Darth Jar Jar, this is the perfect opportunity to finally do it. Or things like, you know, Jedi Vader, the redeemed Vader, where it's just like, what would that be like? And we finally had this perfect opportunity to explore some of these alternate scenarios.
And because it's Lego Star Wars, we could be a little bit more unexpected in what we were allowed to do. And to the everlasting credit of Lucasfilm and to Lego, they said, go for it. There were times where we'd go, is this too crazy? And they go, no, not at all. This is the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars. Let's do something special. Let's really make an impact and give people something they never thought that they'd see. And so that's when they gave us sort of that mission statement. We said, okay, you asked for it. And that's where Darth Jar Jar came from. That's where Beach Luke came from. That's where the Ewok bounty hunters came from. All of these kind of pet ideas that was mostly just the two of us sitting around going, wouldn't it be really cool if there were like an Ewok that was like a bounty hunter? Like, but that would never happen. You know, they would probably never do that. And then we go, oh, wait a minute, we can totally do that. Like, they've given us permission and they can't take it back. They probably could take it back, but I feel like now it's a little late. So now that's we have all this, you know, this stuff that you never thought. Don't tempt them. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Bobby, you've played various Star Wars characters in the past, and I love you in Star Wars Resistance. But this time you get to actually play a Jedi Bob.
Can you believe it? I'm a little Jedi boy.
It's incredible. Tell me about Jedi Bob and the excitement you finally get to being an actual Jedi.
I have been vocal about being a Star Wars fan, and I have also been extremely lucky enough to have been involved in a lot of Star Wars projects. This one feels extra special for. I'm like I as like a fan and like whatever feel like a responsibility. Like, I'm Jedi Bob. I knew about this character, you know, before the series came about. So I in my mind, I was like, I can't believe I get to play this character. I took it very seriously. It was super fun. It's one of my favorite performances I've ever gotten to do. Like, I getting to play in this world, and they just write. They know this world so well, and they write so well, and it builds so well. I just saw it, and I loved it so much. I can't believe it. I can't believe that my kids will get to see this and go like, oh, Dad isn't just like in a diaper all the time running around like a moron.
How does Jedi Bob stand out amongst other Jedis that we've seen in the past?
I feel like Jedi. I tried to base Jedi Bob in my mind a little like Qui-Gon Jinn if he hadn't had his coffee and he was just like, I'm enough, Jar Jar. Like,
I think he may be the crankiest Jedi you've ever seen, but that's okay. There's room in the great pantheon of Jedi for there to be a cranky one.
I love it. I love that he is self-proclaimed. Like, look, I'm not the best Jedi.
That's one of what he's very open about the fact. Lightsaber,
not very good.
He's okay.
Lightsaber, he's good.
Yeah,
he took a little.
That was
bit
not
of
his
beard
favorite
off
class
once.
at the academy. You know,
He can't be great at everything.
But as with all heroes who find themselves thrust into circumstances that they never expected to be in, he rises to the occasion, and he actually is a real hero. He really embodies something true about the Jedi, and even it's a Lego special. There's a lot, Lego Star Wars. It's a lot of funny stuff, a lot of jokes, but there's also, and I think one of the things that's surprising about the special is at a certain point you realize I'm just in a great Star Wars story.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree with that 100%. Gaten Matarazzo's performance as like the new kind of Luke proxy is absolutely fantastic, and getting to hear it play out with what I'm so happy to be a part of this. It's insane.
That's amazing. Another Star Wars legend in this is Ahmad Best. I love Jar Jar Binks. I'm not a Jar Jar hater. I never have been. So come for me, bro. But how did you want Ahmed Best to approach Darth Jar Jar to set him apart from the original?
Ahmed Best is a very different,
Best.
very different character.
I think that what's amazing is that we didn't have to do anything at all because Ahmed came in and he so thoroughly embodies Jar Jar. You cannot really appreciate the brilliance of his performance and the creation of that character until you see him in person, physicalizing it and doing the voice and putting it in his body.
It was a little bit of like when he first got to the recording studio, we were like, all right, so like maybe let's talk about like what is Darth Jar Jar's voice? How's it going to be a little? And he was like, oh, I was just thinking this, and he did, and we're like, yep, that's it.
Yeah, turn the mics on. Turn the camera. Turn it on. Turn record.
We do not need to do anything. You know this character, and he's seen all the fan theories and memes over the years, and it was fun for him to be able to tap into that side of things.
And he started improvising.
Yeah.
He started just speaking as Darth Jar Jar, and a lot of what he just kind of came out of his mind and is in the special because it was so brilliant and it was so magical to watch that session.
It's so crazy you say that because isn't that how they found him? Like during Stomp, like he was like the way he was like, didn't George Lucas and his son go see him in like Stomp or something? That's crazy. Just a little fun
Star
fact.
Wars fun fact behind
for
the scenes feature here.
There are 3 Star Wars nerds on this couch,
Yeah.
for sure.
With the special, is there a favorite change that you made with Rebuild the Galaxy?
That's a tough question.
Spoiler.
I would say, I think some have seen this in the Lego sets that have come out, so I can say it here. It's, in our rebuilt galaxy, the clone troopers are clones of Admiral Akbar. The Akbar troopers, as we like to call them, are probably my favorite.
Send a lot of traps.
Twist.
There's a lot of traps going on in
it's-
this special.
There are a lot of traps.
I would say my favorite thing is Beach Luke Skywalker. I think to have Mark come back as Luke Skywalker was something that the 3 of us could not, in our wildest fantasies, have imagined growing up. To actually get to write for Mark as Luke, to get to perform.
It's so cool. He's so funny, and so he knows that character so well. It's the best. It's absolutely
incredible.
insane. I would have to say for me, it is young Robert Moynihan's work as Jedi Bob.
He's very good.
I hear he's good. Yeah, he's
going
great.
places, yeah.
Speaking of that, can you talk about collaborating with Dan and Benji to kind of flesh out the character? And did you get to? I'm assuming that you got to improv in the booth when you were doing the character.
Well, I didn't have to. I mean, like, I love to improv, but I didn't have to. I also love good Star Wars writing, and like, it was never like improvised like something crazy. There wasn't a lot of improvising for me because they had already done all the work perfectly. But I got to do some stuff very naturally that just came about. It never felt like we were working on it. It felt like, well, what do you want to do? Well, let's just try. And then all of a sudden we were doing it, and it was fun. And I remember there are people who are voiceover artists. I think I am someone who is lucky to get to do voiceover every once in a while. It was so easy to just it was like the second time we came back to do the second episode, it was like, oh yeah, we got Jedi Bob now, and that's hard for me. It felt, if you guys made that very easy.
I think Bobby is being extremely modest because he's, first of all, one of the great improvisers alive.
Fact.
So
and voiceover artist.
And a voiceover artist.
With
and
the smock and everything.
I just want, it worked. This is what I wanted.
But what Bobby said is really true. Benji and I both come from a performance background. I had to retire from performance because it was
because of the accident.
Because of what happened. but being in the booth is really, for me, the one place that I get to actually do some performance, and because of that, we do like to work in a collaborative fashion where I say, maybe my idea of what this is not what ultimately it ought to be. And so when I heard Bobby do what he had prepared for the first time, I said, of course that's Jedi Bob. Of course, any of my preconceived notions about what this person might sound like are completely wrong because he's right here in front of me. And so we really tried to keep that spirit for all of the performers, because
there's no greater thrill as a showrunner when an actor or an animator or any of the artists involved in it suddenly come to work and do it instantly better than you ever imagined it in your head. It makes your job easy and fun.
You get all the credit.
Yeah.
My favorite part is the look on all the people on the Zoom's faces when we start becoming nerds and we'll improvise some Star Wars. I remember, I think I improvised something about Jedi Bob at one point. Was in Max Rebo's band but got kicked out for stealing. I think I said I was in Max Rebo's band when I was younger, in my teen years, my Padawan years, but I got kicked out for stealing. And just watching a Zoom full of people going well, I got to figure out if that's even possible in canon, and flipping through the Star Wars Bible. You know what? Just don't say that. You were not.
Leland Chi, who's the keeper of the holocron, who's sort of the one of the Lucasfilm experts on all things. Sorry, he gets very frustrated with us. No, he does. He does. But he's the best. But we do have.
I put him to work.
But Bobby put him to work for sure.
Incredible. Now, I know you guys are big Star Wars fans. Did you ever just stop and think and have a pinch me moment that you got Mark Hamill back for Star Wars? And can you talk about your experience working with Mark on this?
Can I just say, I got to see the episode recently, and the first scene that I have with Mark Hamill, I cried in my bathroom. I cried in my bathroom watching it because I was mostly because I was sick. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just couldn't believe it. I was I just watched a scene with me and Mark Hamill. That was nuts.
I mean, I still cannot believe that we were sitting there doing a recording session with him, and I still don't believe that it's real. It's
and not just that. Mark, of course, is a legend, and he's Luke Skywalker, but he's also one of the great voice actors alive. And so, combining those two things, you're sitting there going, I can't believe he's saying the words that we wrote. And by the way, Mark is really funny. Yeah. So he would also, and he knows Luke Skywalker. He is Luke Skywalker. And so he would say, can I try it like this? I'm going to try it and every time we were like, yeah, that's way better. That's great. And so it was a collaborative process. I think he had a lot of fun doing a version of this character that was different than what he had done before. And to be able to really see a new side of Luke, I think was fun, not only for us, but for him. And that was there was an energy in that recording session where I think everyone felt it, and everyone has expressed, other performers have said, I can't believe I have lines with Luke Skywalker. This is insane.
There's so much to love about this series, from Jedi Bob to Darth Jar Jar to Ewok bounty hunters. I can't wait for fans to see this. I mean, I'm so excited for it. I can't thank you guys enough for stopping
Wouldn't
by.
it be crazy if you started a petition to see a live action version?
I would love to see a live action Jedi Bob.
Listen.
Keep your hands like that.
Yeah, I said I could
Yeah.
live action, paint me.
Well, hey, it's
Maybe I'll even let myself go a little bit.
it's a big weird galaxy. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We
Thank you for
really
having us.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Also, please vote Screen Rant for best set, because beyond that line,
this.
garbage.
This is really nice.
You're back.
I just want to hang out
Your
here.
coolest friend's basement.
Well, hey, you're more than welcome to stay. I mean, we're gonna,
Thanks. Someone's gonna come down the stairs with s'mores. I feel like,
It's
a good set.
It's a good vibe.
and we're allowed to keep it. That's so
We
kind.
can take
can have
one
it all.
thing each.
Thank
as
you
long
so
as I
much.
get your R2D2, we'll call it a fair trade.
Done.
He got us.
Thank you
I need
guys
a
so
table.
much.
Thank you.